Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, our journey to self-realization. Please subscribe for the mystical meanings and to enjoy daily satsang. We are currently exploring Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We are on chapter number 15, Purushottam Yog, and commentary is by my worshipful Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. So today we are starting from Shloka number 6, again chapter number 15, also known as the Purushottam Yoga or Yoga of the Supreme Spirit. Purush Uttam. Uttam means superior. Purush is the energy that is controlling nature. So Purushottam, the one eternal God. So we will move on to shloka number 6 now. Lord Krishna is explaining to Arjuna. न तद्भासयते सूर्यो न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम paramam mama. So Lord says, that is my supreme abode, which is neither illumined by the sun or the moon or fire. My devotees have reached that abode. Those who do not return to the world process. In other words, they get liberated. So Lord Krishna is very simply trying to explain all these teachings as Brahman, or the one super consciousness called the God, the only one infinity. So here he is saying the sun and the stars, etc., even the moon, all of them generate their light through God's light. They don't have light of their own. Without God's light, these lights would not work. So this is why God is saying that in my abode there is no sun, no moon, no fire, because I am the source of these things. So behind that, and he says those devotees who have merged into me don't come back to the world process. In other words, they get mukti, they are liberated, they are forever free from the cycles of birth and death. A beautiful shloka indeed, that is giving us so much hope to know that it is very much possible in a human embodiment for us to reach that state, especially when God is showing us how to do that. Shloka number 7. ममेवांशो जीवलोके जीवभूतः सनातनः मनः षष्ठानीन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति. In this world of embodied beings, a ray of my eternal self manifests as the individual soul, or the jiva, which, abiding in Prakriti, draws to itself the five senses, with the mind being the sixth. So this is a very deep and a very introspective shloka. Lord Krishna is saying, in this world, wherever there is embodied beings or consciousness, what does embodied mean? It's not just humans, but um, every insect or plant or every transient thing that has consciousness in it. Lord says that I have permeated that. That's why we say God is in every grain of sand. He is in every one of us, in every particle that moves and shapes and changes. So that's what God is saying, because he has given his indivisible eternal self. So he can't break a portion of himself or divide it into so many billion pieces or trillion pieces and give a portion to each one. He gives the whole thing, just microcosmic in its ability, but the whole thing comes to you just like a seed. In the seed form, the whole tree, the whole DNA, the fruits, the branches, what will come out of it are all embedded inside that small seed, and whenever it germinates, it will come up. If it's a mango seed of a mango tree, mangoes only will come, pomegranates will not come. It is so precise that Science is so beautiful. So here God is saying, I have given myself to you, but due to Prakriti being Mother Nature, due to our senses, due to our mind, we get deluded through Prakriti, through Mother Nature. We get deluded and we lose focus of our real essence of who we truly are. What a beautiful shloka. So, if we remember to look within and don't get deluded by these senses and mind, God says, you can see me clearly. And that's why meditation is a process where we consciously work towards that goal. Shloka number 8. Shariram yadvapnoti yachapyutkramatiishvaraha grahitvaitāni sanyati vayurgandhani vashayat. So Lord says, when the Lord as the Jiva acquires this body and when he leaves it, he takes these. What are these? The mind and the senses, and he goes with them just in the same manner as the wind takes the fragrance from their seeds of the flowers. So just like the fragrance of the flowers travels without the flowers actually going with the smell is far away. You can smell a rose or a jasmine or something nice, even dirty smell, you can feel it far away. So this is what uh, God is saying. So when we as the jiva, meaning the individual soul, acquire this body, and when we depart, we collect our luggage. Just like when you are traveling in the flight, after you get off, you wait for your luggage, you take it with you when it comes on the carousel, or in the trains also. You make sure, much in the same way, whatever we have accumulated in our mind and senses, we will take that with us to the next embodiment. And that's why purification and working on this journey is a ongoing daily process. We can't just do it instantly. It's just like we have to invest the time and the effort. But here God is giving a beautiful example that just like the fragrance cannot be seen but it can be smelt, it can be felt, much in the same way, this subtle body, the mind and the senses also carry um, on after we depart from this body. In other words, the body becomes inert, and yet the jiva component of it, the sukshma sharira or the subtle body, moves on. So beautiful shloka. Number 9, Lord continues, Shrotram chakshuhu sparshanam cha rasanam ghranameva cha adhishthaya manaschayam vishayanupasevate. Presiding over the mind and the senses of hearing, sight, touch, taste, and smell, as well as the organs of action and the pranas, the soul or the jiva enjoys the objects of the world. So God is saying, I, as the individual soul, am residing in you, but due to the mind and the senses, we get mesmerized by Prakriti and Maya, and we use these five senses in diverse ways due to our gunas, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. Depending on what our state is, we use these, and then the soul or the jiva is the witness, and yet it is viewing all the objects of the world. And that is the mystical cycle of how this life and death continues, how the journey of reincarnation starts due to our involvement with the senses and mind and with Prakriti. Shloka number 10. उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितं वापि भुञ्जानं वा गुणान्वितं विमूढनानुपश्यन्ति पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषः. Though abiding in the body, moving from one body to another and enjoying the objects of the senses. This jiva, enveloped by the gunas, is not seen by the ignorant. Those who are endowed with intuitive knowledge, they alone know the true nature of the soul. So, another profound shloka here, God is saying this mystery of the jiva, the individual soul that resides in us, who seems to be creating all this action and enjoying it, is not seen by the ignorant. What do ignorant people see? They only see the pleasant objects externally, the taste, the sound, the touch, the smell, all the sense organ perceptions they see. They don't see the inner workings of the individual soul or jiva, and how it is creating um, everything that is happening within us. In fact, if the jiva, the individual soul, consciousness, atma, exits, then we are called dead people. That is the last. None of these organs or the mind, nothing will work. It basically calms down, the body shuts down, and the mind and the senses exit, and they become very subtle, and they move on to the next embodiment. As we said before, the Atma cannot be killed, and therefore, even these subtle and the causal bodies are like smell that carries on through the fragrance of the flower. So they go and attach to the Atma or the Jivatma, and they continue on and on. So that is those who are very blessed, who have qualified teachers to guide them properly, and those who are putting in the self effort and who have been doing it in many of their lives. They are the true yogis, the real aspirants, who understand that make hay while the sun shines. Human body is a big blessing. So those who are endowed with this intuitive knowledge, so the knowledge in general is full of awareness. There is lots of scriptures, lots of books, everything's available on YouTube, and lots of people talking lots of spiritual knowledge. But that is not intuitive knowledge, it is simply intellectual knowledge, just sharing the things and talking about it in general. So you gather that, but a realized master, somebody who is enlightened, has not only not only talking about the shlokas, he has also walked the walk, and now he's talking the talk to help others walk the walk. That is the difference. So when we find such a guru, such a teacher, such a spiritual preceptor, you have done intense amounts of work to get to that state. It doesn't happen by itself. So nobody is to feel proud or egotistical about it, that look how much I have done already. No, it is an act of gratitude. Tears should flow from your eyes to thank God for his mercy and compassion and love, and thank yourself and your self effort also, and thank God's glory for giving you the inspiration. Make sure at all times ego is humbled and kept way down, because otherwise it doesn't take much for people to become proud, and they start judging others that we are so superior and so on. So we always should be very mindful that no matter how deep we go, how much, ultimately that is what is called intuitive knowledge. Intuitive knowledge is true knowledge of the self. So taking this theoretical knowledge and converting it into practical knowledge, like knowing, looking at a map of Himalayas and then climbing the Himalayas in real experience. That is the difference between intellectual knowledge and intuitive knowledge. So I hope you can understand and enjoy the profundity of these shlokas. They are full of wisdom. So we will continue this journey in tomorrow's satsanga from shloka number 11. Hari Om Tat Sat.